Hi guys, this is Ratchet Straw, and we are playing Criminal Case Elite Mode, Case 44, Graveyard Shift. I thought I saw something on the ceiling, but it was nothing. Alright, let's unlock chapter 3, and well, somebody or more of them are watching us. Katria, don't move. Something's lurking in the dark. You're just bats, aren't you? Leave us alone, bats. Be gone! Off you go! Well, they were just bats, of course. Sorry. Katria, I think they're gone. Lord, for a second there I thought... Tarnation, I'm not going to start believing in this vampire hogwash now. A trickster called the devil may be pretending to command demonic forces, but we know it's clever deception, nothing more. Katria, we shall listen to nothing but reason. We must push on and find the real killer of Edgar Woe. I agree, we should take a fresh look at Count Damien's castle. Alright. You're a bit mad, and well, there's a cat watching you. Not a black one, doesn't look like it. Alright, let's look around the castle again. Well, around this guy's coffin. Alright. Katria, that box is a door with an infernal creature. But we haven't come this far to be deterred by painted demons. Let's open it at once. And you found a banknote with the victim's name on it. But what are those wood shavings covering the rest? We'd better collect a sample. Now, these pots and pans belong in the kitchen. The housekeeper didn't lie about the mess Edgar made when he broke into the castle. Let's see if these pots hide a clue. Katria, we must expose this pretend vampire who killed Edgar Woe before they go into hiding at daybreak. Will they? Alright, let's unlock the box. Nosferatu. The only Nosferatu I know of is from Resident Evil Code Veronica, so... Katrina, I recognize this machine. It is a voice recorder. Oh, antique voice recorder. My word, even a self-styled vampire like Count Damien poses modern technology. Let's send this device to Charlie and see if he can charm a fresh lead out of it. Okay. $18 hours. Now this banknote. Edgar, this won't be enough. Katria, vacuum out those wood shards from the banknote revealed a message. Edgar, this won't be enough. It looks like Edgar owed money to someone. Katria, if you reckon examining these shards under the microscope will tell us more, we shall do it at once. Alright. The Wise Witch. Oh, Book of Witchcraft. Katria, what is this book doing among pots and pans? It's called The Wise Witch. Sharp eye. A page is marked with a bookmark. Let's see. Advice to aging ladies. Bathe in the blood of a virgin man at midnight, and you shall regain your youthful beauty. What? Bathing in human blood? How repugnant. Katrina, you reckon this could be connected to Edgar's murder? After all, someone did drain his blood. Could it have been to bathe in it? You're right, the book's advice is for aging ladies, and there's one living in this castle. The housekeeper. Mrs. Bats has some explaining to do. This is sick, I have to say. Okay, out of wood shards. Oh, I won't have enough stars if I'm going to interrogate another suspect. I guess I'll just do the last crime scene again. What's this? Peanuts? Yeah, peanuts. Katria, the powder you collected from a banknote is a mixture of sawdust and crushed peanut shells. Sawdust and peanut shells? From my limited experience, they are things one might find in a drinking establishment. This bill must have come from the tavern. Now let's not forget the message of the banknote. Katrina, you reckon Edgar had a financial dispute at the steak and garlic? Most probably with the innkeeper. I agree, Katrina. We must talk to the innkeeper to find out. Yeah. Did he owe it to you, or you just heard it from someone, since you innkeepers know everything, just like barbers? Okay, let's go to the housekeeper first. Mrs. Bats, we found this book among your pots. Admit it, you were a believer in witchcraft. Don't be silly, Lisbeth Katrina. The Wise Witch is a witchcraft. Just light at the table for the ladies. Not everyone's clever enough to read poetry, you know. Light entertainment? So you didn't really believe that draining the blood of young Edgar would restore your youthful beauty? What are you insinuating, Detective Pontives? That I'm not youthful and beautiful as I am? I don't need no witchcraft for that, I'll have you know. Besides, young Edgar wasn't a virgin, and I'm loath to cover myself in blood for nothing. Heck, I don't even like gutting fish. We'll take your word for it, Mrs. Bats. But if Lisbeth Katia finds out Edgar's blood is on your hands, you'll be scrubbing the prison floor before long. Let's go to the innkeeper now. Mr. Oland, we found a message you wrote to Edgar on this banknote. Did he forget to pay his bill? By the devil's hip flask, I didn't think you'd find that, Lisbeth Katrina. Yes, I admit it's true. The scoundrel owed me 348 shillings. Edgar came here every night. Sometimes he brought his pal, sometimes his lady friend. They always drank my best red wine. I knew Edgar had money, but he always promised to pay tomorrow. And when I insisted he settle his bill, he threw 5 shillings in my face. So you decided to collect the debt by making Edgar pay with his life? Oh, I didn't need to kill Edgar, Lisbeth Katrina. I knew the vampires in the woodland would take care of him. I only wish they'd taken his useless friend too. Well then, ooh, it could be you. And it could be you, man. What did this recording device record? Hello, Katrina. I expect you wish to hear about this machine from Count Damien's castle. What's wrong, man? Charles, my man, you look positively haggard. What's troubling you? I was so busy developing the Concordia telephone company. Maddie is starting to bemoan the fact that she never sees me, despite living together. But the pawn always seeks knowledge, and I have a lot of knowledge to seek about running a company. Anyway, your machine. The Count mainly used it to record spooky noises, presumably to play them in a castle to scare off visitors. That wouldn't surprise me. The Count is rather unsociable and intent on making people believe he's a vampire. But there's more. The machine also recorded a conversation between Edgar and the Count. When the Count announced he was a vampire craving human blood, Edgar burst out laughing. The more the Count insisted that he was immortal and in command of an army of werewolves, the harder Edgar laughed. So Edgar didn't fall for the Count's performance. I'd applaud his healthy skepticism, but the Count probably thought it discourteous. And what if the Count retaliated by killing Edgar in a classic vampire fashion? You're right, Katria. We must talk to him again. Yeah. Care for a glass of red wine, do you, Spirit Katrina? It's the closest thing to blood that I can find, and I don't mind sharing. No thanks. Thank you, but we are not here to enjoy your hospitality. Lady Spirit Katrina found a recording of your encounter with Edgar Woe. That little scoundrel humiliated me in my own home, as if trespassing in the middle of the night wasn't enough. He called me a circus clown. He asked if he could try on my fangs. Well, are those real fangs? Count Damien, please. Forgive me, Lisbeth Katrina, but you must admit that my vampire impersonations are painstakingly sophisticated. Surely you wouldn't have killed Edgar to let out a polite scream. No, I wouldn't have, but having the blood drained from his body certainly did. Lisbeth Katrina, a vampire wouldn't have time for these accusations. You just have to prove them yourself. But hurry. Dawn is close. Sorry, that was Messenger if you heard something. Katrina, they say it's always darkest before the dawn, and I see no ray of hope in this macabre case. We discovered that Edgar offended Count Damien by mocking his vampire impersonation, which may have driven the Count to kill Edgar exactly like a vampire would have. Meanwhile, Mrs. Bass was reading about bathing in the blood of virgins. She says it was just literature, but the lines between reality and fiction seem blurry in people's minds in Green Chapel. Our most rational suspect may be the innkeeper, who was simply trying to collect the money the victim owed him. Katrina, how are we to ascertain which one of them killed Edgar Woe? You reckon we should return to the cemetery? Then let the light of reason illuminate our path. Just let me see what this was about. Something about the task we just sent for our assignment at college. That one wasn't easy, if you want to know. My word, this looks like a broken container, and it's covered in blood. Richard told us that the hero pumped Edgar's blood into a container. Katrina, this broken glass must be it. We should restore it at once. And where did the blood go after it was broken? And that copper bowl has some dirt inside. Collecting a sample might prove informative. Do I see the first rays of hope pierce the dark clouds of our night, Katerina? Let's examine these clues at once. Okay. Alright, let's analyze the broken glass. Well, we'll restore it. Katrina, it's definitely the container Richard mentioned. The hose attached probably served to drain the victim's blood into the bottle. And I just keep wondering where did most of this blood disappear? It's 5 liters. God damn it. Like a cur, Richard should examine this apparatus at once. We may have found our murder weapon at last. Okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking about whenever I need to give a blood sample to the doctors, if that's how you say it. They always have problem first finding my vein, and then second, no blood coming out. As if I don't have any blood. Well, I'm warm, so I'm supposed to have some blood. Sorry, I didn't say it right. Katrina, let's send that dirt from the bowl to Viola without delay. Daybreak is close, and our cure may be closer. Okay. Is this the murder weapon? A pretty unusual murder weapon. Tell us, Richard, what did you glean from this apparatus Katrina found in the cemetery? The evidence speaks for itself, Katrina. The blood on the glass is definitely the victim's, and the mechanism is perfectly suited to drain the blood of a man of Edgar's build. Be sure this is indeed the blood pump the killer used to exsanguinate the victim. Katrina, it's not as if we needed more proof that our killer isn't a vampire but a cunning mortal, but this will seal their fate. Wait till you hear what I've also discovered. A strand of blonde hair was stuck inside the glass, and, as you know, Edgar had dark hair, so this must be the killer's. Our crew may have fair hair, but their hearts as dark as the night. But now we are a step closer to bringing them to justice. Okay. Alright, now the dirt. Katrina, this dirt you find in the bowl is ash. More specifically, the ashes of goat bones. Goat bones? Quite right, Katrina. I recall Evie saying the Q used the ashes of goat bones to write on that statue you found. I completely forgot about it. Tell us, Viola, was there anything in the sample that may lead us to our killer? I did find traces of sulfamic acid in your sample. It is a water-soluble compound most commonly used to polish silver jewelry. So our killer wears silver jewelry. Katrina, the answers just be handed to us on a silver platter. That's right. Katrina, you have all the evidence to arrest the pretend vampire who killed Edgar Woe. Let reason triumph over their deception at last. I said at the beginning that I didn't remember who the killer is, but as halfway through the case I figured it out who would be. So it was Annabelle, huh? So much sadness and it was all just an act. Annabelle Lee, or should I say Annabelle Lee. Annabelle Lee, you're under arrest for the murder of Edgar Woe. Such chilling words. Lisbeth Katrina, you strike terror into my heart. Your heart is as faint as you pretend, Miss Annabelle. You had the macabre courage to kill Edgar and leave him bloodless in the cemetery. I never set foot in the cemetery. Creatures of evil wandered there, preying upon the souls of mortals. Those evil creatures are your own conjectures, but the vampire symbol you painted on the statue didn't fully spare Katerina. Terrible accusations. Edgar was my beloved, bestowed upon me by the angels. Why would I drain the blood from his body, the color from his cheeks? Why indeed, we found a syringe and a blood pump he used to fabricate a vampire attack, but the blonde hair stuck to the bottle came from you. Confess, Annabelle, why did you kill the man who loved you, who saw you as his muse? His muse? Me and every other woman in town. If that scoundrel didn't want to get killed, he shouldn't have played around. Keep talking. Edgar was unfaithful to you? You could say that. A week ago I chanced upon his secret notebook and found his love poems to Lenore and Morella and who knows how many others. It turns out he'd been carrying on with other women behind my back for years. No doubt they all believed they were the only ones. I wasted my best years on Edgar. I turned down perfectly good marriage proposals, and all I got in return was a drunkard and a cheat. Well, tonight I finally had enough. I found he's so drunk he didn't even feel the prick of my needle in his neck. Watching his blood draining into the jar was curiously satisfying. He'd broken my spirit, so I took his blood. Well, you do have one thing in common with vampires. You killed in cold blood. You're under arrest for murder. But just because he mentioned... Well, maybe... Sorry, I just think it wasn't like that. Maybe those women didn't exist, that she thought something else and... Well, anyway. Annabelle Lane, you stand accused of murdering your beloved, Edgar Woe. How do you plead? Guilty, Your Honor. For years I hoped that Edgar would get his head out of the clouds, propose to me, and look after me like a real man. But he kept saying he wanted a muse, not a wife. Well, it turns out he had more than one muse. He had at least 3. Draining the blood from his body seemed like a fitting end to him, and I thought leaving him in the cemetery at night would create the perfect illusion of a vampire attack. You thought your vampire story would fully inspire Katerina? Your contempt for the police and justice is even more monstrous than the murder you committed. Annabelle Lane, you're sentenced to life without parole. You shall walk the streets of Concordia again as a free citizen, never more. In prison for life? Gosh, and I'll never have a chance to be happily married now. Well, you shouldn't have killed. What were you thinking? What does everybody think here? Katerina, what a tragic waste. Annabelle killed a man, fueled by jealousy, and ruined her own life as well. But you're right. Disguising a murder as a vampire attack is exactly the sort of thing the devil's known for. You reckon the elusive mastermind who helped Rachel murder Sandra Huang also had a hand in Annabelle's vampire decoy? Well, it is the same modus operandi. You're right, Katrina, we must dig deeper to find answers. Let us reconvene and face this devil once and for all. And he's not going to scare me away. Alright, we gotta stop here. We got continue playing in Lost Souls number 2. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like to this video, and I'll see you again. Goodbye!